What's happening there, guys, and welcome back to NBA Reloaded. Shaquille O'Neal is considered by many to have been one of the best players in the NBA, but is that actually true? Well, in this video, we're taking a look at how good prime Shaquille O'Neal was. But before we get started, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Number 8. Inspired by his father. Before we talk about Shaq and his career, it's important to understand how he grew up and what led to him to achieve the things that he did during his time in the NBA. One of the biggest inspirations in Shaquille O'Neal's life was his father, who was also a basketball player at one point in his life. He wasn't just any ordinary player either, as he was named the All-State Talent in his high school. But unfortunately, due to certain circumstances, he developed a substance problem. This meant that he could no longer actively participate in Shaq's life. If this had happened to any other young boy, he would have developed some bad habits of his own, but that's not what happened to Shaq, as he chose to keep himself preoccupied by playing basketball. He continued doing so after he entered high school. Number 7. Talent in high school. As soon as he started playing, it became obvious that Shaq had a hidden talent for the game. He studied at the Robert G. Cole High School in San Antonio, and during his time there, he set a lot of records. One of the biggest advantages he had over other players was his height, and it was clearly visible in any and all pictures that he took. Using that advantage, he and his team set a record of 68-1 over 2 years, which was remarkable at that young age. He even led his team to winning the state championship. This happened in his senior year, which meant that he left high school on a high note. Due to his skills, he got the award for SEC Player of the Year 2 times. Not only that, he also managed to win the Adolph Rupp Trophy and become the NCAA Men's Basketball Player of the Year. He was doing all this before he had hit his prime, so you can just imagine just how good he must have been when he got the chance to join the NBA. Number 6. Initial days in the NBA.
Scoring right there on the fly, James Wright. He likes to use with LeBron James at the 4 position.
Due to his stature and skills, he quickly put himself on the map before he had even been picked by a team in the NBA. This is why he was chosen as the first draft pick and was selected by the Orlando Magic team in 1992. This was his chance to truly prove himself in the big leagues, and he didn't disappoint. He quickly started averaging around 23.4 points, 13.9 rebounds, and 3.5 blocks per game. For someone that is in their first year at the NBA, those are truly unbelievable numbers. As anyone who had watched his performance with the Orlando Magic had expected, he ended up being named Rookie of the Year by the NBA. But at this point in time, he hadn't even reached his prime. As the award clearly stated, he was still a rookie. Things began to take a turn for his career when he started butting heads with his coach. Number 5. Leaving the team.
Because this is a prideful group right here. This is the guys that have won championship, and Shaq's won field tonight as Garnett continues.
After he had been playing with the Orlando Magic for quite some time, his relationship with the coach of the team at the time, Brian Hill, started to worsen. When Shaq observed that the coach hadn't been let go by the team, he made the decision to leave himself. During his time playing with the Orlando Magic, he had been injured quite a few times, but thankfully, none of them had been serious. He had been given the time to get back on his feet, which is why he continued putting up big numbers while he was playing for them. This is why, when he made the decision to leave the team, he ended up heading to the Los Angeles Lakers. This team was, and still is, considered by many to have been one of the very best teams in the NBA. This is where he truly found his stride, so let's look into what he did with them. Number 4. Hitting his stride.
2-on-1, Wade for O'Neal. About 2 stars.
When he joined the Los Angeles Lakers, his career really took off. He had been slowly and gradually improving himself while he was with the Orlando Magic, and all that effort paid off when he found himself surrounded by great teammates. After analyzing his career, it's considered by many that his prime year was the period between 1999 to 2000. During this time, he averaged around 29.7 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game. As you can imagine, those weren't ordinary numbers, and it was through his efforts that he ended up winning 3 NBA titles with them. What's even more interesting, that he was named the MVP in all 3 of those finals. This means that he was most instrumental in his team winning those championships, but as they say, all good things must come to an end. Number 3, leaving the Lakers.
At this point in time, you gotta grab him. You can't reach in there, you can't tap around with it.
After he had cemented himself as a legendary player in the NBA, he had the chance to keep on playing for the Lakers or try his luck elsewhere. Luckily for him, the choice became easy for him when Kobe Bryant joined the team. Even though he was a great player as well, Shaq began butting heads with him. Due to the minor discord between the two of them, Shaq ended up leaving the LA Lakers and went on to play for the Miami Heat. There, he ended up proving the fact that even at that age and with a new team, he still had a lot of potential in him. This is because he ended up leading this team to the NBA Finals as well. This resulted in Shaq winning his 4th NBA championship. Number 2, dominating the NBA. After his success with 3 teams, he did end up moving to a few others, but none of those teams managed to bring out his talent again. After he had played with the Boston Celtics, he ended up retiring from the game in 2011. During his entire run in the NBA, his height was the major factor that he had. If you didn't already know, Shaq is 7 feet 1 inch tall and had a weight of around 325 pounds during his time in the NBA. This meant that any player that chose to come near him looked absolutely tiny. Any team that he went to used his muscles to their utmost advantage. So in the end, Shaq ended up winning many awards throughout his career, such as being the 15-time NBA All-Star, 14-time All-NBA selection, and a 3-time All-Defensive selection. He even got his name inducted into the Basketball Hall of Fame, which should be more than enough to remove all doubts about just how good he truly was. Number 1, life after the NBA. After he retired from the NBA, he could have chosen to just relax and spend the millions of dollars he had accumulated during his time playing, but he instead chose to become a basketball analyst. Not only that, he also tried his hand at rapping, acting, and wrestling. It seems like he is willing to try anything just to keep himself busy. Due to Shaq's fame, his son is also under the watchful eye of many people as he is just about to join the NBA as well. There's no telling how far he'll go, but it's doubtful whether he'll manage to replicate his father's success or not. These were some of the details about Shaq in his prime. There's no telling what he's going to do next in his life, but it's sure going to be exciting. Well guys, that about wraps up our video. If you enjoyed the content, let us know by smashing that like button, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel and hit that bell icon yet, then don't forget to do so you don't miss out on any more of our future videos. And as always, I'll catch you guys later in another video. Bye now!